Today I'm going to show you our permanent solution to these continually fraying and breaking RV blind lift cords. Over the past 4 years, we've replaced the lift cord in our blinds throughout our RV time and time again until one day a light bulb went off and I decided to try something a little different. So what I did was I replaced the standard RV lift cord with this high test 125-pound monofilament clear fishing leader. I installed it on this blind over 3 months ago and it's still working perfectly. So I can tell you though that this stuff is so strong it is never going to break. And because the leader is clear, it's going to match any color blind. The line is a monofilament, which means it's completely solid and will not fray, and it's 1.2 millimeter thick, which closely matches the thickness of the standard lift cord. We had previously made a video on how to install the standard lift cord. However, this fishing leader gets installed just a little bit differently, so I'll show you how to do that today. And conveniently enough, we have more broken blinds. So today's the perfect day to do it. You could probably hear outside, it's windy as hell. So let's just stay in here and get it done. Our blind is screwed in up top here, so what I need to do first is get this trim off around the outside, and it's just screwed in down here, and up top there's a couple brackets up top there that will take off and get this whole trim off. I'm not going to show you that because everybody's trim is going to be a little different and it's all pretty basic. Pop one end cap off the bottom rail using a flathead screwdriver. And then remove the rail. Do the same for the top. Cut the threads off the spring and remove all the cord. Run the end of the fishing leader through the bottom end cap and then over and up through the blind. Thread it through the spring end and loop it around for a regular knot. Use a pair of pliers here to tighten that knot. Then clip off some of the excess. We'll run the fishing line through the bottom end cap on the other side and then all the way back up to the top. Going to want to make sure this spring is centered here and then slide that cap back over top. And then the end caps can go back on. This is one of the parts that gets a little more tricky because this line is more rigid. It doesn't want to conform and you have to kind of work with it. It might help to have another person here to hold one end while you slide this bottom cap on. I would also recommend tying the spools onto the line before you move this. Otherwise, if you accidentally move it and the fishing line gets pulled back up in here, then you have to pull this cap back off again in order to retrieve it. You can see there's going to be quite a bit of adjustment here. These lines are pretty long, so we'll have to cut those down. Whenever you string these spools, you need to string up through the bottom and then back down. That way, whenever they get installed, you can wrap this string around the spool. If it's done the opposite way, you won't be able to wrap it from the outside. This fishing line tends to hold the blind in place a little bit better than the strings, actually a lot better than the strings. So all you need to do is maybe wrap it once or twice around the spool in order to get it tight enough. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't need to be any tighter than that. You can see it's nice and smooth. One other tip I'll mention is after a few months, this got a little sticky, so what I did was I used a little bit of this Meguiar's Clean and Wax. I put it on the strings on both sides and that did the trick. So I'm going to do it to this window as well, just as a preventative measure. All right, looks great and works great. It's so nice knowing that I'll never have to replace the strings in that blind again. Now let me know if you guys have any questions, put them in the comment section below, and I'll also pin a link in the comment section to this fishing leader. Otherwise, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you down the road.